Alright, it's time to make the first cull of all these tomatoes. Now this is a breeding. This is all breeding stuff. Every one of these are the same plant. And I need to make room for the next plant. It was a little different type of tomato, so I need to cull these back so that I can make the right selections from the culls later on. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to go in, I'm going to absolutely cut out every tomato that doesn't have the shape I like, the production I like, or the growth rate I like. Just anything that doesn't seem appealing, I'm going to cut it out. That is 3 fawns done. It came from 3. It's a lot of plants. Alright, this is after the first cull. And I picked the ones that I thought were potential keepers, and I go back and monitor these, and I'll make the culls even further as we get ready for the next plant to plant in here. These trusses are absolutely loaded down, and it's been bending these over in several places, so even in a couple different places. As you can see here, this one's got a bend here and here and here, so I guess I need to support this other truss. Crazy, but a lot of them are like that. I'll show you a couple. Here's another one. You can see where it bent. Seems like I got to do it to all of them now. Another one here. This actually kept it from bending over this part, but it looks like this one's going to bend too. And it's not supported, so I guess I'll have to go ahead and do that one as well. Here's one I got to before. It actually bent the branch, but it's pretty loaded. It would definitely bend it if I took it off. Right behind it's another one. You can see where it actually is bent. See my finger in the picture right there. This one plant here, you follow it up here, it's got a truss. It breaks in half, not breaks in half, it grows in half, splits here and grows. And you got all these up top and the same branches underneath here. And this one needs to be culled because the production isn't where I want it to be. But I just couldn't do it because it has over 100 flowers on that one truss. It's just incredible. Here's another one that's supported, and it's growing kind of unique. I'm not sure why I'm keeping that one, it's just a feeling. Here's one that's not been supported yet, and it needs to be like right now because it's starting to weigh down. Even the one above it on the same plant is starting to get pretty heavy, so I need to do both of those. This one's a keeper because it's throwing off fruit of some size. That's not very big to you guys, but that is big in comparison to what it was. So that's a keeper. One above it, potentially the same plant. So I'm going to go ahead and support that one too because I anticipate those will get a little bigger. Okay, what I've got growing in these little Oasis cubes are, this is plant number 10, my next replacement for plant number 5 in the greenhouse. These are Egyptian spinach from Barry. And these are lettuce replacements. It's getting a little too hot in here for the spinach. I need to go ahead and pick it and finish it off. It just doesn't do well in the heat. But the second bucket there, it looks like it's got a little bit of an issue. The first one looks good, and the third one looks good, and this fourth one here is starting to have some issue too. Probably not getting enough water in this heat. It's in the mid to upper 90s a lot during the day. This is Joe's bottle gourd. There used to be 2 plants in here, but these things suck more moisture, more water than anything I've ever seen. And I had 2 in there. I cut it back to 1. It did fine for a while, and now even this single plant, which has grown up and over here, has it's really hard to keep it hydrated. Now I was getting nothing but male flowers on here, and there's not an open male flower on here, but this is a male flower, And these things are kind of odd because they get pollinated like at night, in the late evening, and during the night somehow. And I was not getting any female flowers like this one you see here. And I read somewhere that if you tip the vine, which I did do down there, that it'll start growing females, and it seems to have worked. I got that one, which I didn't see, or I would have tried to pollinate it with this one. And this it looks like there's another one that's going to start. It's here, and let me see if there's any others. I don't see any others right now, but I'm going to try to hand pollinate it. It's not like a squash, even though it's a gourd. The leaves are really velvety smooth, and the vines are velvety smooth. So I thought that was kind of unique. And the flowers, they look nothing like a squash flower, a typical squash flower. And the female inside doesn't look like terribly too much like a female. But let's see if we can see a male here. This one's, see, it doesn't look like a squash too much. But that's an update on the bottle gourd. So yeah, hopefully we'll get one pollinated. I want to try it and see what it tastes like. Thanks again, Joe. Next to it, you see here, this is the purple yam. And it finally came through. The white yam, nope. But the purple yam finally came through, and that's what it looks like. It's kind of neat. So as it gets a little taller here, I'll add some more soil to it. Comes to the very top. And by soil, I mean rice hull mixture. No soil. This is the broccoli. This is one of them, and it's green sprouting. Not real happy with this broccoli, or at least the way it's growing in here. I'll show you a couple more. This is the best specimen. And this butter crunch is ready for harvest. There's another one. And there's the third one. I only planted 3 of these, and I planted 2 red leaf. Here's one of them, and the other one's right over there in the bed next to it. There it is. I'm going to take a couple of these, maybe 3, and give some to family. And I've got some seedlings to go in their place. This is the runner bean plants, and they're flowering nicely, but I don't see any runner beans on there. I don't know why. They look nice enough. These are my 2 caged cucumbers. I removed 1 in each one of these that I didn't like. And these are breeding as well. And I like this one. And I have tipped it there and started it down there for another grow. But these are what this one looks like. I like it, and I started wrapping here, as you can see, here and here. In this first one here, I selected 2 plants that I liked, and there's one of them. Here's the other. We've got some cucumber growth. This one's really aggressive. Usually you only get 2, sometimes 3 squash that are maturing before, and you have to take them before they'll start setting on others. But this one's got 4 on it right now, and I took one of them yesterday, so it really had 5. These are the peas, what they look like. They haven't started flowering yet, but they're starting to get tall. I expect them to start flowering pretty soon. Okay, I got both of my concentrated barrels, concentrated nutrient barrels open. This one is a calcium nitrate, and this one over here is Master Blend and Epsom salt. And you can see there by the location on the bottom. It's at the very bottom here, and it's at the very bottom there, so it's distributing evenly. So all that work before in the concentrated nutrient video panned out perfectly. What I'm going to do is I'm going to fill it with water, and I'm going to put 800 gallons of water again in each one of these. 800 gallons of concentrated nutrient, excuse me, in each one of these again, because it's been over a month. I'll put in the video how long it's been since I filled these last, and I haven't had to fiddle with it at all, except for occasionally checking the fawns here, over here, and making sure that that the pH is about, the ppms are about equivalent, and they have been. So everything is working out to plan. So let me fill these concentration tanks back up to 800 gallons worth of concentrate in a 50-gallon drum. And so after this one, that completes another fill for concentrated nutrient. And I've got the pump on right now. That helps keep it mixed, and it cycles on for 15 minutes, an hour, every hour I think, 15 minutes. It's the same pump that does all the fawn beds. Alright, let's take a look at the grafts, what they're doing now. And this is one of the Brandywine. This is the graft joint right here. And we take you up, and this is how tall they are now. They're about the same height. This is grafted, this is non-grafted. I need to take out that sucker, but I want to make sure that this point grows well enough. And there's really not much difference to tell between the two right now. They both have like a little 4 flower cluster on them, and they both look about the same height and all, so no difference yet. This is the Cherokee Purple non-grafted back there, the taller one, and this is the grafted one over here. You can see it's even still got the grafting clip on it, which I could probably take off, but I'm not going to. Now this one had kind of a rough start because it didn't have a very much of a growing tip going on, so it kind of lagged behind a little bit, but it's starting to look good now and starting to come around now, so I expect this one to take off pretty good. I don't see any differences obviously at this young age on either one. Kevin Bradley. Here's your Tahitian melon, buddy. Tahitian melon squash. Anyway, that's what she looks like. This is my next Big Zac seed stock. You can kind of see how big that is. Let's weigh it, see what it weighs. What I like about this is it's not a mega bloom. It was just a big bloom. That's a 2-pound exactly. That's pretty good. I think that's my first 2-pounder that I can remember anyway. Our first one I weighed. It's good. This is the latest on California Brian. That plant's recovering pretty good. This one not so much, but it's okay. I don't want this one. This is the one I'm after. And it's starting to turn finally. It's got a darker yellowish look to it now. It's not red like these others. Those went quickly to red. I want it to be a little slower process. But there's little flowers growing on with it. So let's see how it develops. This is from one of the Coles. See, as we get here closer to the door, they get even wimpier. The last one's okay down there. It's got some pretty good ones in it, but this second to last one doesn't. It's kind of weak. You see they're droopy right now. That afternoon sun coming in through the door there. Anyway, that's it for another update. Did I talk about the corn? I don't think I talked about the corn. Okay, here's the corn. It's starting to tassel up. And pretty soon we will have some cornstalk silk showing, I'm hoping. I don't see any down here. I actually haven't looked really before the video here, but I don't see any. That would be not good. There's a potential in here. Anyway, that's what the corn looks like. This is Brent, you guys. We'll see you later. Did you know you can subscribe to me? Check it out. Click right here on the subscribe button. See that? It's got a little check next to it. If you click on the little bell to the right of it, it'll bring up a little notification that says send me all notifications for the channel every time I make a video. Click save. You'll get an email notification that I have made a new video. This is for those who don't know. Thanks for watching. You guys take care.